Ramsey, I wanted to ask you about using data to close the loop, kind of what you see happening in terms of more effective targeting, what you guys are doing, what the big retailers are doing, leveraging data. Where is it all going? What's your point of view?
Yeah, it's a really interesting part of the market. I think the walled gardens have really shown the way to use first party data at scale. But there's a new class of retailers, grocery stores, and pharmacy chains that are developing what I would call retail media networks, where they've got a significant first party relationship with the consumer that's both physical and or virtual, and then they have a tremendous amount of SKU level transaction data. So if you think about a large retailer who's got, tens of millions of shoppers using a shopper card, if a marketer goes to that retailer and can choose the kinds of audiences, call them strategic audiences that they want to engage with, and be able to both deliver ads to those people and be able to measure the impact of that, looking at control and exposed who saw the ad, who didn't, who took an action and bought the product. For a long time, measurement has been this monolithic Nielsen based currency. And what we're seeing is these retail media sellers are bringing a massive amount of detailed data that allows for targeting and measurement. And I think it's a huge growth area. If you look at Amazon revenue, this year they'll do almost $20 billion in advertising. And that's based on a lot of the data that they have. And I think there's this new class of retail media sellers that are coming up. Some evenly have even announced in the last month who are building media network businesses with a tremendous amount of data and a lot of promise for marketers.
Ramsey, tell me, how does this all impact your clients? What's the value to this, let's say, to the sell side and to the buy side?
Yeah. So look, I always think it starts with the marketers. The marketers are looking for um, data-rich opportunities to engage with consumers wherever they are, whatever device they're on, whatever environment they're in. So, the marketers want data-rich targeting and measurement. They want transparency into the transactions, and they want trusted partners. And I think the new class of retail media sellers, many of them already have significant relationships with advertisers because they've been doing things such as co-op marketing for decades. So I think it starts with the marketer who's getting, data-rich advertising, omni-channel advertising, getting transparency into where the ads are being delivered, and getting the measurability, actually seeing the impact that their advertising is having. Now, what I think it means for the sellers is a couple things. One is that the sellers have to respond by building out a set of competencies focused on media management, performance and measurement, data and data science. If they can do that, and there's already evidence that a lot of these retail media sellers can do that, what it means is you have intelligent marketers and agencies coming to the table knowing their audiences, and those are the marketers that will pay a fair price and actually potentially drive the monetization for the sell side because they're coming and they know the value of the advertising. That kind of trust will engender a willingness to pay higher prices for the sellers if the marketers are getting what they expect out of it.
And Ramsey, finally, it's been a big year for you guys. The acquisition merger with 4C, and really a new moment for Media Ocean. Just give us a little picture into the merged company and what we can expect in the new year.
Sure. So our vision hasn't changed in years. We want to be the mission critical platform for omnichannel advertising, and so for us that means three levels of competencies that we're enabling. It's the media management, which is the financial and contractual stuff that nobody thinks about, but nobody thinks about plumbing and electricity until it doesn't work. So it's that foundational ERP functionality that lets buyers and sellers do their transacting. Next is the intelligence layer. And so in modern omnichannel advertising, you really have data infused all the way through the process, whether we're talking about market mix modeling on the front end or in the tactical planning on where to buy and what audiences to transact, to the creative, to the optimization and the end measurement. So we're working on those applications that fuse intelligence into media management and enable omnichannel advertising for the buyers and the sellers. And we have significant relationships, as you know, with the agencies, with many marketers and many sellers. So our goal is to change the landscape to allow for omnichannel advertising at scale with automation, and to transform the way advertising is happening.